Hey, what's going on everybody, and welcome back to another Fallout 4 Mods Weekly, the show where we take a look at all of the really cool mods that have come out during the week, and we've got a nice variety of mods this week, including some really cool gameplay mods that I'm very excited about, and even a couple of weapon mods on top of that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started so we don't waste any time. Let's check out the Target Practice mod by LeahTheUnknown. This mod is a hidden gem. This one kind of got passed over when it came out, didn't really get a ton of attention, but I absolutely love this thing. It adds brand new targets that you can shoot at your settlements, but it's not just that. There's plenty of settlement mods that add brand new targets that you can shoot at, but these ones actually function. When you shoot them, they turn off, and then you can go over to them and reactivate them. But on top of that, this mod even adds a mini game so that you can do actual target practice. You set up all of these targets around your settlement wherever you want. You can even create cool little dioramas for them. And then you use one of the new added aid items that allows you to start a target practice round. And from there, you can choose how many targets you want to shoot. So if you set up a course with 6 targets, you choose 6 targets. Then from there, it gives you a certain amount of time. So if you choose 6 targets, it gives you 1 minute, which gives you about 10 seconds for every target. And if you're able to shoot all of the targets in the allotted time, which should be relatively easy, it will actually give you a score at the very end. And it'll usually read 6 out of 6 if you destroyed all 6 targets within the time limit. However, you can even amp up the difficulty a little bit by adding civilian targets into the mix. So you can craft 2 new civilian targets in both male and female mannequins and throw them around. A good way to actually do this is throw them in front of the enemy targets. That way you can actually test your aim a little bit. Try to narrowly avoid the civilians and shoot the other targets, and then check your score at the end. Every innocent target that you hit will actually subtract 1 from your final score, so you can actually set up some pretty cool little mini games. I actually love this mod a lot. It really is super cool, nice to have some functional targets, and I can really see this not only being a permanent staple of my load order, but it may even become a feature of my future videos. Whenever we check out weapon mods, it might be cool to clear out some different scenarios suited for that weapon, so that could be pretty neat, and you may see more of this mod in the future on my channel. Really cool stuff by LeahTheUnknown, always making such creative mods, and I'm really a huge fan of this one. Up next, we have another gameplay-oriented mod known as First-Person Swimming Animations by Neeher. Now, this is going to add first-person swimming animations. Whenever you check out with the vanilla first-person swimming, your character does swim, but you don't really know that you're swimming. You just kind of glide around the water. There's no way to show that your character's swimming. But in most modern shooters, we usually have animations that actually go with swimming, and this mod is going to add that, and there's multiple animations included. Whenever you're regularly swimming, you will do a sort of breaststroke, and whenever you activate sprint while in water, you will start doing a freestyle swim that will shake the camera a bit as you move faster through the water. It doesn't seem that there's any animations for swimming backwards or sideways. You sort of just keep your hands floating, which I would assume that means that you're swimming with just your legs at that point. But it's still cool that there is some sort of animation. At least your hands are there rather than just kind of sitting down in the water, because typically you'd have them up, which is a little bit immersive, a little bit realistic, and overall just adds some really cool new animations into the game. There's not a whole lot more to it, but if you ever wanted animations for swimming in Fallout 4, then I'd highly recommend checking out this mod. We already have third-person animations in the vanilla game, so why not first-person as well? Up next, we have yet another mini-game mod by LeahTheUnknown, known as Casino Games, Craps, and Roulette. Now, this is going to add 2 new casino games for you to be able to build over at your settlement. One is Craps, and one is Roulette. Now, you may remember that casino games were added to Fallout 4 already thanks to the Project Mojave mod, but these ones are a bit different. First of all, Craps is not even included in Project Mojave, so if you wanted to download this alongside that mod, you can use both in tandem. Additionally, even though Roulette is included in Project Mojave, this mod does not require settlers to be assigned to the tables, so you can just go and play them as you want. You can even throw this down in your own player home with no other settlers around and generate a little bit of extra income, so that's pretty neat. When it comes to actually playing these, you just go over to them and activate them once they are built, and you'll be prompted with a series of menus where you can change your bet amount, place the actual bet, and then spin the roulette table. When it comes to Craps, I assume this is a well-implemented version of Craps, but to be honest, I have no idea how to play Craps. I lost a ton of caps immediately just by spamming buttons. I don't know what's going on with Craps. The game has always confused me, and it still confuses me in Fallout, which means I think it's a pretty good representation of the real-life game. But for those of you who do know how to play craps, I'm sure that this would be a lot of fun to be able to play at your settlement in Fallout 4. Regardless, if you're looking for some cool ways to make caps and a way to have some more fun minigames in Fallout, this is a really neat idea. Again, LeahTheUnknown making some really creative stuff. Nice to see a little splash of variety in Fallout 4 modding in 2022. Up next, we're moving on to a pretty simple melee weapon known as the Frying Pan by Flarescale. This is going to add a frying pan melee weapon into Fallout 4. It's a pretty simple mod, but I actually do really like this one. I'm a huge fan of repurposed items for improvised melee weapons, especially in a game like Fallout. If you run into a band of raiders who are just trying to use anything they can get their hands on, absolutely you may see somebody using a frying pan or even other kitchen utensils as potential weapons, and I like that a lot. And the way that it's implemented in this mod is pretty nice. You can find this thing pretty much right off the bat on the leveled list. You'll find them on raiders and vendors if you want to purchase one or find one on an enemy, and whenever you find it, typically it's going to be in a pretty rusted state and a pretty low damage, but you can take it over to the weapons workbench, clean it up, and even apply some heavy or weighted mods that will make it do even more damage. There aren't any crazy add-ons like heated mods or electrified mods. It's just a simple frying pan, but it's still really cool. One thing though that I do appreciate a lot is this thing comes with its very own custom sound effects. So whenever you bonk enemies with this, it actually has a custom sound that's different from all of the other melee options in the game, and it's really, really satisfying. I'll go ahead and let that play for you now. So yeah, frying pan, a nice improvised melee weapon, nothing too crazy here, but I do like it a lot. Up next, we have another gameplay mod, and even one that's a bit immersive, and that is known as Have a Seat by elzee. We actually covered this one pretty recently on my recent mod bundle, where we talked about immersion and realism mods, and this is a pretty neat one to add some new passive effects to sitting in the game. When it comes to sitting in Fallout 4, there's not really a purpose to it other than passing time in-game. However, now with this mod, there are a handful of reasons to sit down. One of which is you do actually get a passive buff whenever you sit down for more than 5 seconds. Once your character has rested, you will receive an improved carry weight for a little while, as well as improved AP regeneration and a couple of other small buffs. Additionally, if you eat food while sitting down with this mod enabled, you will receive double the bonus from that food compared to if you were to eat it standing up. So if you were to heal 5 HP from a carrot and you were to eat that carrot sitting down with this mod installed, you will receive 10 HP, which is really cool. I like it. It makes a good reason to actually sit down, take the time, and enjoy the environment, and make use of all of the benches and chairs that are scattered around the Commonwealth. I think this is an absolutely excellent mod to add to any survival playthrough, so you can really take things slow, enjoy all of the food that you spent your time crafting, and get a real bonus out of it. And it's just a really cool mod. Honestly, kill a bunch of raiders inside a building, sit down, eat a snack, and enjoy what you've done. It's a pretty neat idea, and I like it a lot. And finally, we're checking out a brand new weapon mod known as the Charger Pistol by Gmoy6. This is going to add a brand new handmade Gauss Pistol into Fallout 4. I absolutely love this weapon. I've been watching it be developed for a very long time on Discord, and now that it's finally out, I couldn't be happier. Gmoy, the creator of the legendary Zap Gun mod, has come out with a brand new makeshift energy weapon, and this thing is so cool. Despite being handmade and makeshift, this weapon is actually intended to be a late game pistol, as it has a really high damage. It uses 2mm EC as its ammo type, so it's on par with the Gauss rifle in that regard, and it'll start spawning in the world after level 32. This thing has some absolutely beautiful custom animations, and there's even different animations depending on which firing mode you choose for this weapon. There's the charging 6-shot cylinder revolver sort of weapon. It's not exactly a revolver, but it's close. And then there's the 18-shot semi-automatic version that has its own unique magazine style that I really like. Everything in this mod is absolutely top-notch, from the models to the textures, the reload animations, and even the sound design. Everything's incredible, and it even comes with a unique version. I don't want to spoil all of it, so if you want to check out every single detail of this mod, I'd highly recommend checking out my full breakdown on my channel. In there, you'll find information like unique locations, as well as all of the modifications for this weapon, because there's just a ton of content in this mod. Too much to throw into a 2-minute segment. But regardless, this mod is absolutely incredible, and I highly recommend throwing it into just about any lore-friendly load order. This is a super cool weapon, perfect for the late game, and it really does hold its own. Super powerful and a wonderful little hand cannon to have at your disposal. With that though, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and found at least one new mod that you want to throw into your load order. I'll have links down in the description below for every single mod in this video, as well as Xbox links if there are any available. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to drop a rating. Consider subscribing if you haven't already for more videos just like this. Big shout out to all of my patrons for supporting every single video. And a special thank you to Helljumper2077, YouthRC, Captain Chaos, Jackie Noid, Feed, Indecisive Wolf, Moonlit Gamer, and Astro for signing up for that tier 3 Patreon membership. You guys are super generous. If you want to check out Patreon, it'll be linked down in the description below, but it is completely optional. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace!